Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't remember doing a reading for you before, so I'd like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. So this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me all the details. Details are none of my business. He'll give me just enough that you should be able to understand what he's talking about. So we're going to talk to Robert today. He's humming. He's like humming. Don't recognize the little tune that he's humming. It's kind of like an aimless little hum, like I don't know if you can hear me do that. So I don't know if this is if he's trying to validate who he is and that's something he did all the time, or you've been hearing this humming. If you haven't, you will. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it can just come in like a buzzing in one ear, and it should be just in one ear. Not always, but most of the time, just one ear. Just a buzzing. It could be, you could actually hear the humming. You could hear the humming like it sounds like it's coming from the other room. I don't know for sure how he's going to do it, but when he does that, he's letting you know that he's there and he loves you. So validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. If you want more, that's your free will choice. And he's playing with his whiskers. Just like a habit kind of thing. Again, I think he's just trying to validate that it's him. I ask them for 2 or 3 things. I don't spend my whole time validating every single thing, because this is mainly about him getting his message across, and not me patting myself on the back like some mediums do and go, oh, look what I can do. This is about you hearing from him. Okay, so now he's dressed up in a tux. Even if he never wore a tux before, he's dressed up now in a tux. Sorry, they make my head itch. Their energy just makes me all itchy. It makes me vibrate a little bit. Even if he never wore a tux, I know this sounds a little vague, which I do not like to be vague, but he could be signifying that there was an important event, like a wedding or something that maybe he should have been giving somebody away, or something that he should have been very, very dressed up for an occasion, somebody close to him. So it's either something that of course he could have, he's not saying for sure. Or it could be an event coming up that he would have maybe given somebody away, or something he would have needed to dress up more for, even if it wasn't to go as far as a tux. Which is it? He's not telling me. So if it's something coming up, know that he will be there, and he will be dressed to the nines. If it's something that he missed, know that he was there. I don't know. I'm sorry, that sounds so wishy-washy. It's his show. It's up to him to tell me. Okay, now he's holding a baseball bat, but he looks like he's hitting the ball off a tee, like a little kid's tee ball. set. So he either used to play in the t-ball in the yard with very young kid, very young boy. Oh, I see a girl too. Or he's doing it now. He will do it now. Okay, so now I'm getting the smell of smells and sounds are probably the easiest things for them to do as far as signs. And everybody knows about, the cardinals and the feathers and everything. So I asked them for something unique for just you. So it's a smell of like what I would call work dirt. Work dirt. Like maybe the smell of oil or gasoline or grease or some kind of, and it's almost a little stale. And I'm not saying he has BO or anything. This is good old work dirt smell. So you'll get that smell. You can be in the store, you can be in your car, you can be outside, you can be sitting in your house, and you get that little whiff of what he smelled like when he'd been working on something. That will be a sign for you from him that he's there, dropping in to tell you he loves you, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. That's your free will choice. I hear him say, "We're having a party. We're having a party." I was jamming to Joe Bonamassa and Bob Marley before I started doing readings while I was making my coffee and stuff. He loved that music, so he was enjoying that music. Maybe he liked him a little Bob Marley. Okay, I'm not sure what he's trying to show me here with this. It's like you're sitting there with a skirt on and it keeps getting rumpled up and you keep smoothing it out, pulling it down, and it gets rumpled up and you smooth it out, pull it down. I don't know if he's the one wrinkling it up. That's why it keeps not being right like it should be, or if he's validating that he knows that that has happened or going to happen. And drop. I hear something drop. I always ask them not to do something scary that makes you think that your house is haunted, but it sounds like you're going to hear you either have or you're going to hear something drop in the next room. Normally, it doesn't happen in the same room that you're in. Don't know why. Or it doesn't happen while you're looking at that spot in the room. It'll happen like behind your back or just in the next room. Don't know why. That's the way it usually happens. I doubt if it'll be very loud. Usually, he's shown me that it's going to be loud, but usually when they show that, they're trying to make it. They're trying. I need more coffee. They're trying with great effort to make it happen. So that doesn't always mean it's going to happen that loud. You'll just hear a thump like something hit the floor. He says, "I love you. You're a good old gal. You you put up with a lot of shit from me, and I love you for it. I'm sorry I left the way I did. It was time to go." just time to go. And I will say what I've been taught in my experience is before we come here, we actually plan an exit point. Could be when you're 1 day old, could be when you're 100 years old. The timeline can waver a little bit depending on what's going on around you, what people are going to learn, or why you need to stay just a smidgen longer. But it's going to happen in that area of time that you're going to leave. Why? I have no clue. They've never explained to me why it happens that way. So, people sometimes say, well, when your number's up, your number's up. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Okay, so he's coming in kind of right behind me, kind of sort of to the side. And it almost feels like a pressure, like on the kidney area. Like almost feels like a balloon, like a bubble, like he's not really pushing on me, but it's kind of his energy pushing. And he's pushing kind of hard, like in the lower back on the side. I don't know if that's where the kidneys are or not. It almost hurt there as much as it was pushing. How do I explain this? He's not actually pushing, but he's that close that I can feel the pressure of him. You should feel this. Don't know how you're going to feel it. Everybody feels the energy different. They make my head itch. They don't make anybody else's head itch. You could feel a pressure back there, like I said, like a balloon, or it could feel like a warmth back there, or tingling. Could be coolness. Usually it's warmth. He wants you to know that he's that close. He's really pushing on it now. Now he's showing himself laying on the bed, on top of the bedspread, laid back on his back with his hands behind his head. Got his shoes on. Nope, now he's got socks on. He's laying on, okay, so if you're standing at the foot of the bed and looking at it, he's on the left side. That may make a difference, may not. So watch for the covers, the bedspread, whatever, to maybe even the pillow be rumpled a little bit, or you might even feel the weight of him on the bed, or you might see the pillow have like a dent in it where somebody laid their head, or you might leave the room and come back and the cover will be kind of messed up on that side. Again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him. Oh, he's showing me broccoli. Did he love broccoli? Did you just have some broccoli? You're getting ready to cook some broccoli. Okay, that was weird. Anything that happens to me during a reading is meant for you. I don't even know what the hell that was. Hang on, something on my deck. Okay, so the wind is not blowing. All of a sudden I heard one of my chimes like go a little crazy. I would imagine one of my birds probably hit it, but that doesn't matter. When you hear a chime, something sounds like a chime, you don't even have to have a chime to hear it. When you hear that, and if you do have chimes, and it's perfectly still like it is now, and you hear it, it might just be a little tinkle. It may not be quite that big a deal. No, again, that's him letting you know that he's there. He's pushing on me again. Uh-oh. He's reminding me of something for myself. Hang on. Okay, he's saying somebody called him Bob, 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 Bobby, Bob, 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 something along that line. Maybe not exactly a nickname, but it wasn't just Bob. wasn't just Bob, it was kind of like bebop bitty bop. So he's acknowledging somebody that did that. Yeah, yeah, he's talking about a young boy, really young boy. But he's showing me him growing up to be a young man. Dark hair, slender. Seems like he would be a really sharp kid. Clean cut. He's not saying why he's validating this kid, this young man now. Somebody that he watched grow up. I'm not feeling the relationship that it's his son. Could be, but I'm not feeling that relationship from him. Something to do with mechanics. Whether he helped this kid learn mechanics, this kid's mechanically inclined, this kid's going to mechanics school, this kid works as a mechanic, something to do with mechanics in this young man. Chip off the old block doesn't mean that's his kid. He's not yet telling me that this is his child. But they can still be a chip off the old block. Now he's shown me March 5th. Well, that's my husband's birthday, which is in 3 days. So I'm not sure why he's acknowledging March 5th. I doubt if it's for my husband. Okay, so I don't know why he's showing me this chair. It's an outside chair. It's a one of the cheaper chairs like I buy at Walmart that I have out by the pool. Kind of doesn't have to be the exact chair, but I'm going to describe the exact chair. There's a reason for everything he shows or says. Everything. Nobody's sitting in it. It's one of those that you kind of lean back and it's kind of got the plastic slats in the back that kind of fan out. Arms on it. The one I have out there is the bottom of it's got a broken with the plastic. It's all plastic, but broken slat. And when you sit on it, you got to be careful. It'll pinch your butt. So I don't know if he's showing my chair because of that you have a chair outside that pinches you. If you have a chair like this, don't know why he's showing this chair. So just keep an eye on this chair. It might move. He'd like to sit in a chair like that outside. Doesn't have to be the exact chair. Could be. I don't always know why they show the picture. He'd like to sit in it outside. Have you seen him sitting in a chair outside? Usually when you see them, now I can see them straight on, but they even do it to me where you see them in your peripheral vision. And I consider this peripheral vision up here too. I can have my head down and see somebody walk by in your outside vision. You walked by that chair outside and thought you saw somebody there and you turned your head and looked and there was nobody there. Know that when that happens, that was true. You did see him, or you're going to see him. And when you see him, again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him. Ask him to come back. Invite him in if you want him there. It's your free will choice. He said he's just slap happy. Slap happy. He's doing good. He feels very relaxed, very calm, very, very soft, very, I don't think serene is the word I want to use. Just very laid back. He says calm, cool, collected. He's making me itch. Yes, I still love you. I'll never stop loving you. So there's, darn it, they make me itch. So this is my right ear. Doesn't have to be the right ear. You're going to feel something like tickle, or move, or like when my Bob gets really close, he usually comes in on the left, and my ear sometimes turns bright red from it's from the energy. But he's going to do something kind of soft, but it's kind of like if you feel like you've got a hair on your ear and you can't get it off, that's him. That's him doing it. Again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more if you want more. If he happens to do something too hard and it hurts, which they've like stuck me with pins before because it couldn't get my attention, you go, hey, that hurts. Tell them. Sometimes they don't know that they've done it too hard. He's saying something about you don't need a new car, you're just fine. It's not all about the new cars. We kind of knew that. It's all about the basic love of the family. It's still there. Keep it intact. Hang on to it, but not too tight. There's a man's name that starts with a G that he wants to acknowledge. He's saying hi to him. Now he's talking about a meadow lark. Don't know what part of the country you live in. I don't creep anybody's Facebook page or anything. It just messes up my mind before reading. Meadowlark. If you don't know what a meadowlark, I live in Kansas. I don't even know if I've seen a meadowlark for a long time. Google a picture of one. You'll see one. Don't know if you'll see it live. You could see it on a movie. You could see it on Facebook. You can see it on billboard. You could see it walking through the store and you kind of feel your head pulled to the side and go. And if you feel that, like, okay, why do I feel like I need to look over here? There could be a picture one or a little ceramic one or whatever. He likes this little bird. So that's going to be another sign for you. He's giving you signs. He says, I'm giving you signs because I love you. And I want you to know that I still love you and care. And it's almost like it's almost like he comes up behind you and puts his arms around you, but he's not quite touching you, but it's like he's kind of enveloping you in his loving energy. You should feel that. Don't know for sure how you'll feel it, but you should get like a instant feeling of peace and calm and love. And it's kind of like, it's also kind of like when somebody walks into the room, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them like a real person. It's kind of the same thing. You just feel his presence and you'll feel that love around you. Kind of like you're in a little bubble of love. Now he's singing the song Knock Three Times. Who sang that song? I don't know if he's old enough to know that song. Holy moly, I wish I could show you every hair is standing up on my arms. Straight up. I've got total goosebumps listening to that song. It's Knock Three Times by Tony Orlando and Dawn. That's an oldie. Go Google that song, YouTube it, whatever, and play that song. It's perfect. It's talking about knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. You don't have to knock on the ceiling, but if you want him, knock on something 3 times. And like, don't do it like 24 hours a day, but every so often, especially if you need him, knock 3 times. Eventually, you'll hear him knock back. Or you'll feel his presence, but you will know that he got the message that you need him. That's pretty cute. I've never had him use that song before. So go listen to that. There's words in there for you from him. They love using music. Maybe he even liked Tony Orlando and Dawn. Oh, it was a popular song back then. And do you have a vehicle that drips in your garage, drips oil or something in your garage or driveway or whatever? He's showing a vehicle and it's got a little leak or drip or something, or maybe you just had it fixed, or maybe he's telling you that it's going to happen. It doesn't look like anything drastic, but like a little drip. Or he could just be validating that he knows that it happened. Okay, I have no idea what your hair looks like, but he's coming up behind your head and he's kind of going and blowing on it. So if you feel that little, it's not going to, if you get a big breeze, that's not it. It has to be that little puff, that little poof of air. And if a fly lands on this spiky stuff, I feel it. He says, I do still love you. It's okay that you got rid of some of my stuff. It's totally fine. I don't need that stuff anymore. I really don't care about it. But there's something you're clutching onto. I don't know if it's a shirt of his or what, but there's something that you swear you'll never let it go. And he says that's just fine. But he's not worried about you keeping it. Don't be worried about him being upset if you get rid of his stuff. Once we get up there, we don't care about those earthly things because they really don't matter. And actually, they shouldn't matter to us so much while we're here. That's kind of our boo-boo. Worry about the material things too much. He's going, yep. Okay, with that, he's going to leave. He says once you get the hang of the signs that he's been leaving, he will bring you more, that he is around. If that's what you want. Like I said, that's your free will choice. They cannot override your free will choice. Know that I love you every single day, every hour of the day. And I will promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. You may not always get a response from him, but you can talk to him all you want to. You're not bothering him. It doesn't work that way. So do not be afraid to just blabber all you want to him. He'll listen. And if he can figure out a way, he'll respond in some way. But if you understand it, if something happens, oh, good grief, I'm babbling. I got up too early, haven't had enough coffee. Sorry. Done with the babbling. With that, he's going to leave. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.